Welcome back to the Torque Test channel. This is the new Craftsman CMC F811, and what's unique about it is essentially two things. One, we bought it for $79 as a kit, currently with a 2 amp hour battery and a charger. Could eventually be more, but has been on sale since I've seen it come out. And it's rated 2100 inch-pounds or 175 foot-pounds as a $79 tool kit. I don't know what's going on over at Lowe's lately with Flex moving out and looking like V-Series hand tools as well, but I don't believe that applies to V20 cordless. But yeah, compare that 2100 to the 2000 inch-pounds of the Milwaukee Gen 4 impact driver 2953. That's about $100 more these days as a bare tool compared to that kit. Yeah, so we're gonna do that comparison plus a couple more new impact drivers we thought might compare rather closely. I mean, we have no idea when we're looking at these things to buy, but usually just a hunch. The Kreg brushless impact driver from their new line of cordless tools, the folks mostly known for these things. And the Dongchang, which is sort of like domestic China's Milwaukee, a main brand used in many countries outside of the United States for lowest prices in the United States. This was also $79 as a kit with 2 batteries. Let's see how they all stack up in torque as well as driving speed. The new Craftsman does not get fancy on you. No front lighting, even an old school LED down below, and around that LED is no settings board. This tool has no modes, just trigger control, and that trigger control is just okay. The lowest of it I feel is still a bit fast. It has an auto locking collet like the Milwaukee, so you don't have to unlock it when inserting bits. The M18 measures 4.4 to 4.5 inches for us, while the Craftsman about 5 inches, just over 5 inches, which is compact for most V20 brushless RP stuff from Craftsman. Since this new guy comes with a 2 amp hour battery, let's use that first. And since we've never tested the M18 driver with a 2 amp hour, we'll have to see how much difference that makes. Here's the new CMC F811 in our 5-second working torque test. A test impact drivers typically hit their torque numbers in surprisingly enough. $95 foot-pounds. Now, is that good? Well, here's the M18 2953, also with a 2 amp hour battery to compare. A test we've not run before with this battery. Let's see how it does. $157 foot-pounds. So far, about 1.5 times the Craftsman. Neither are making their torque claims thus far quite. The M18 is close. So let's instead use 2P packs, 2 rows of 18650s in these battery packs, which for the Craftsman is their 4 amp hour battery. This is that head-to-head again. $173 over 107. As a reminder, the Craftsman is rated 175, which the M18 almost just hit, and the M18 itself is rated 167 foot-pounds. One of the few classes of impacts Milwaukee and many other brands near the top just don't josh around about when it comes to their torque ratings. The Craftsman V20 is yet to be seen, more testing coming up. This is the Dongchang DCP L208, a 20-volt 2-battery kit, compact impact driver we also bought for $79. And this includes also 2 amp hour batteries, though those batteries don't really cross over into any common platforms. It does come with several modes on the tool though. Dongchang also puts out tools under DCK. Yeah, they certainly have a way with brand names. A lot of Southeast Asia has this as their go-to brand in this space and also seem to be catching on a little bit in the States, erecting a bit of a following, if you will. It's small, like really small. A lot of people just call this average. Well, under what an M18 is, in fact, 4.2 inches, makes it the second shortest impact driver we've ever bought, only behind the Micro DCF 850 DeWalt from a brand that until recently we've never even heard of. They rate this at a lower 153 foot-pounds of torque. Let's see how it gets on versus the other two in our working torque test. $106 foot-pounds, more than expected for its size and pedigree, and above the Craftsman so far. Interesting stuff. This is the new impact driver from Kreg, their all-new Ionic Drive series of 20-volt tools, known for their specialty pocket hole joiner tools. I think these tools are pretty awesome. They've recently rolled out several supporting cast members, and this is their impact driver we bought for $119. We also needed a battery, and considering the test today, went with their 2 amp hour, and this battery is the one shown on their promotional shots and footage as well. This was an additional 85 bucks or so. This comes in at 4.69 inches, a smidge longer than the M18, but the body looks and feels smaller than that Milwaukee, as a lot of the total length is coming from this protruding collet, though the proportions, an interesting feeling handle, and wider trigger than any brand of these I've felt, it does make it look kind of cool in person. I don't know. This is rated a full 183 foot-pounds, the most on the day. Let's see how it gets on. 96 foot-pounds. Now I figured on a hunch these three would be close tools, despite the specs for the most part being higher than even an M18. But yeah, I didn't know they'd be this close. We definitely have a 3-horse race here, and a Milwaukee for context up here. Let's head over to reverse, 10 seconds, with the Craftsman making its return. Let's see it. $133 foot-pounds. This is a decent amount of torque for an impact driver. It's not close to the other red tool, let's be clear, but it does make some sauce, enough to be useful for sure. With a larger battery, that doesn't change all that much. In longer tests for impact drivers, this essentially never changes. We've found on the channel that these tools don't suck down enough watts to really demand a whole lot more than the smaller pack can provide, so not a lot is left on the table. We see 199 over 141 with both tools using their 2 in parallel cell packs. On to the Dongchang. The Dong is strong in this one. The DC is going to get up to where the Craftsman hit with its larger battery in our last graph, using a smaller 2 amp hour battery. At almost an inch shorter, that's not bad, 147 foot-pounds. The Kreg 20 volt is going to place very similarly to what we last saw, maybe a bit better in that it follows a curve above the Craftsman. Now it seems to prefer reverse over forward, and that's going to see 142 foot-pounds. That's also fairly decent. Forward torque, that's what these should be focusing on for tasks most people are buying them to use. Here's both the 2 amp hour and 4 amp hour test for the Craftsman, with the smaller battery test yielding less than we hoped, let's be honest, but still a usable amount of 127 foot-pounds for the Craftsman and 194 for the M18. And here's the full-size packs, the most they could muster on display. $198 over $135. Unfortunately for the Craftsman, it wasn't dramatically forward biased in torque or anything, and doesn't make up huge ground here. It advertises not only 175 foot-pounds, but an 8 foot-pound increase over the M18 that's on screen here, and we couldn't replicate that. Leave the car keys in the fishbowl though, because it's time for the Dongchang to deliver some stiff competition. Here it is. $133 foot-pounds, though through this guy's testing, it performs essentially exactly like the new Craftsman does with its 4 amp hour battery when this is using its 2 amp hour pack in every test. That's pretty interesting. The Kreg Ionic Drive, I have to keep going back and reading what they call these. Ionic Drive maybe is like Milwaukee Fuel or something, but I can't seem to remember what they call it. It is a bit forgettable in this test as well. If you threw this in as another $79 kit, well, it could be considered in here, but as a $119 bare tool, $85 battery, you need a charger as well. It should be, especially with its highest on the day, including Milwaukee torque specs, be at least in the middle of the pack here, I feel, and it's not. 122 foot-pounds, it levels off pretty quickly and forward and pays for that compared to the others. Let's tally all the stats we've learned so far, then head over to driving speed for those race results as well as some odd discoveries, because those results are more dramatically different than the 3 very similar tools here in torque, too similar for my liking when trying to show you guys unique dyno graphs that tell you something about each of these tools on screen. Their torque runs are turned into points by dividing by 5 on our impact driver rankings, and that all looks like this for each of those. The DC is the shortest and also makes the most torque per length of each of these, with 35 points versus 28 130 points here. This is the main attraction today, I feel, and it wasn't the plan, but it just became this way. Torque claims, let's talk about it. If we look at all the tools surrounding these right now, you see hundreds. These all made at least 100% of their torque claims. And if you scroll up, you're going to see more 100s. And if you scroll down, even more 100s. This category, famously for us, for whatever reason, brands don't seem to leave a finger on the corner of the scale when publishing those figures. So these three, especially these two who claim to put out more torque than the latest M18, didn't for us. We get as much as 81% from the Craftsman versus its advertised numbers. We saw as much as 96% from the DC. It's pretty close to being within margin of error there. And the Kreg, just 78%. It's not clean math until these are sold bare, but based on our adjusted cost for these that we do per usual, the performance per dollar awards the Craftsman 18.8 points, which is quite good. This one, 18.1, and finally, just 9.6 points here, totaling 208.9, 226.1, and 188.9. Placing the Kreg down here, fairly near the bottom. The new Craftsman situated right above the last Craftsman we bought, and the DC, which does have a up to 5-year warranty on the tool and 3-year warranty on the battery, up here near the Rigid, the 845 DeWalt, and the best of the Bosch freaks. But keep in mind, that's just peak torque, like how much it can budge free something or how much it can keep rotating something that doesn't want to rotate. Impact drivers are often just driving smaller stuff, ideally fast, with their typically much higher RPM. To compare this sort of thing, we drive a 1/2-inch nylon lock nut, which represents a certain amount of constant resistance as far as we can with this deep socket to see how long it takes. With that in mind, this is how fast the Craftsman can do all that. .2 seconds or so, that's not bad, though now compare that on the rankings we have here to the M18. That did this in just 5.03 seconds, half of that time. But against the others today, well, that looks like this. The Craftsman finishes around 3 seconds in front of the Kreg, which took a full 13.1 seconds total. The DC advertises higher IPM than the Craftsman, but behaves, if you ask me, more like a tiny impact wrench. Looking at its torque curves and driving speed here, it's going to finish last of all this bunch with 15.3 seconds. I mean, it's not going to drive quite as fast as the Craftsman or the Kreg, looking at its standings here once we make it back to the ranking, but the Kreg's impressions didn't end here. Through its testing, we noticed the following oddity several times. This one's call it that sticks out and takes up more length than most tools, also bounces around enough to let go of things. It unlocks bits from this tool. This mostly happens when pulling lightly back on the tool, but if you've ever used a long spade bit or auger bit like I do to push and pull them up and down into that hole you're drilling, this I feel is almost certainly gonna happen to you. It's the type of thing that should just not get past initial QC checks or field use feedback, so it's a bit baffling to see here. If you're in the V20 line from Craftsman, which I tend to like, yeah, I'd buy this. It's both, from what I can tell, their highest performing and cheapest impact driver right now, and comes with a decent battery I'd use on other tools as well. It has few frills, but it's a deal if you can get it on the current sale. And likewise, the Dongchang, surprisingly small and yet still delivers similar performance at a similar price with 2 batteries now. Are either of these Milwaukee or DeWalt levels performance? No. But also, do you need that level of performance to drive screws? Also, often no. These perform very similar to a lot of Makitas in torque, and I find myself using those a whole bunch. So at least with all this data out there, you don't have to rely on the figures they put on the box, which would have you believe these are like industry leading in torque. You can just make rational buying decisions from what you see here. We don't always make rational buying decisions or rationally made episodes, but we make them every Friday. Click below if you want to see those, and thanks for watching. That was good? Mm-hmm. Which one's your favorite?
This.
The blue one?
Yeah.
There you go.